like everything about the game that makes it unique to Melee, Puff kind of just like is that mechanically. Like you do all the wave landing and like wave dashing, and when you think of like how those really mesh with the fighting game genre, like Puff is those mechanics, and she doesn't have that solid of a ground game. Like actually, like I mean, her ground game is good. She has a decent wave dash, and if you can use it properly, everything's fine.
Her ground game is really centered around grab.
Yeah.
Because her throws are really good. One thing that people don't talk about, a lot of people talk about up throw and how good that is, especially versus like the fastball, not even fastballers, but the spacies, right? Because it leads into rest.
Yeah.
But back throw has insane base knockback, where it just kind of sends you all the way off stage, and characters who have poorer recoveries just die. But getting back to actually talking about the match, one thing that I immediately noticed that I want BRED to stop doing is using his double jump. Samus is, by design, a character who doesn't succeed in the air very much.
It's like what I was saying, but polar opposite.
Yeah.
Samus is all the fighting game mechanics of the game.
Yeah, 100%. Actually, you were talking to me about this like at Omega, I think, on the way up. So, yeah, Puff is like, her aerials are insane, and that's what makes her a good aerial. Well, not just her aerials, but her air speed and wave dashing off of platforms.
And her mobility in the air.
Yeah.
I think that's the operative word, because it's like, it's not like she's particularly fast, but you can move her.
Yeah,
and
like you can back air towards someone and then end up. I'm doing this first, and then I'm going to do my round. I told Barry about it already.
Yeah, it's kind of like Luigi, right? Like where Luigi has like no mobility in the air.
Yeah. Samus has okay mobility in the air. It's not great, but it's not the worst in the game either.
Yeah.
But the thing about Samus is the reason she's not great in the air is because, not because of her mobility, but because of her disadvantaged state in the air. So she kind of just floats there a lot of the time. And most characters, you don't want your character to be in the air that long without having insane aerial mobility. Like, because Puff can back air towards someone and then end up on the other side of a platform, it's okay for her to be in the air all the time.
I think it's like, I like to think of it as like Samus can't pull herself down as quickly as she needs to pull herself down.
Yeah, I think it's that because like it wouldn't be as bad if she could drift like way further, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's the fact that she doesn't fall particularly fast. She kind of just, like I said, is in that disadvantaged state for a long time in the air. And because she can't move during that disadvantaged state, it's a lot worse for her. But one thing Samus does have is she can hold that double jump and, like, let's say against Puff, if Puff's coming at you, rather than doing like a double jump nair, you can double jump away, and then if she tries to get you again, you can like up B or something. Or like, instead of the double jump, you down B, right? You have these options in the air that can be get off me moves.
You have a lot of like, you have to make call outs.
Yeah.
I think. Like, and it's just, I don't know. Like, if Puff had more, something forcing her to be more grounded, I think this matchup would be a little less difficult for Samus. But the fact that you have to do all those things, like you said, like you have to like double jump away and then up B, or like you have to like do lots of things to trick Puff. And it's so many things that you have to do to just like trick her.
BRED.
Down smash here?
It wouldn't have
It would not have reached, you're right.
Down tilt may have, though. Down tilt actually has quite a bit of range that people don't know, like, don't recognize.
You're surprising me right now.
So Moon, I once tested this with Moon. Samus, with full range down tilt from Marth, can down tilt him back. Only if he doesn't dash away with the Isaiah frames, obviously.
Right.
But if he doesn't do that, you can crouch cancel it and down tilt.
That's super interesting, because like Fox's down tilt just beats out Samus's down tilt, like in range.
So, yeah, Fox's down. The difference is that Marth.
No, it's not gonna work. He had to down B one more time.
Yeah. Interesting that they went to
Dreamland to start. I think that could change some things if you go somewhere smaller, possibly.
Yeah.
I don't want to say that too loudly, but
Yeah, I definitely think BRED noticed that he was double jumping too much because in the BRED loves this stage, mostly because of this. Sometimes called Chibo missiles.
Chibo Senpai.
Yeah. See, that double jump ended up working out because ETF didn't go for the read there. Oh, so I was gonna tell him that I was gonna say that I would have nared there, but that ended up getting him a lot more damage, so that was good.
Yeah, I think that's more of a thing at like lower percent. I actually think just like overall, it's like better to use her her up air in like those kind of situations.
One thing I'd like to see from BRED, when Puff is away from him and like she can't really do anything, just charge a charge shot. Because that's going to be the thing in this matchup that gets you the most kills most of the time. Or at least like makes it so Puff has to respect you more.
Yeah.
And there's really no reason for when she's on the other side of the stage to not charge your charge shot.
So BRED is moving.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I've been seeing it a little bit more, and like I don't know. I want to say the past like 8 weeks or something, like 2 months, 2.5 months. I've been seeing him start to cook a little bit more in a way I haven't seen him cook before.
Me and him are starting to kind of become training partners. He goes right near where I live on Wednesdays, so we're probably going to end up playing a lot those days. I don't know if you work Wednesdays, but if you're ever off, I'll definitely hit you up.
I am now a free agent once more.
Oh, nice.
So see how that goes.
So yeah. Okay, that's going to kill. I'm pretty sure he caught the grapple.
Yeah, but he's still... Oh,
yeah,
okay.
he caught the bomb there, too.
I forgot that's something that Puff can just do.
Yeah,
it's like a strength of hers.
There's literally no...
repercussions to just going out there.
Yeah.
You can,
no risk.
Yeah, you can just take the bomb hit, and Samus is worse off.
Yeah, see? Like that charge shot. See, and now he's doing a lot of the stuff that I was saying he should do before. Yeah, see? Because he doesn't have to charge it all the way up. But it's nice to have like more than just the little itty-bitty charge shot that does nothing, right?
Yeah. It's just something that helps her out so much because she has a vertical move.
Oh, the bomb
Yeah.
stopped the forward smash from killing.
That's gonna kill.
So ETF is having a hard time figuring out where BRED's gonna be.
That is, yeah, you're actually super right. I was trying to figure out how I wanted to say that, but that's just, it's very plain and simple. He's having a hard time anticipating where BRED is.
Yeah. So the thing about Puff is, personally, I think she's a really good character, but she does require a lot of reads, and not just like reads for rest, but movement reads. Go ahead.
I mean, I probably can't say this on stream. I say like, you can't be a punk
Yeah.
when you're playing Puff. Just, it's like you have to make the ballsy plays. Like you have to put it all on the line.
See, and that charge shot kills.
Yeah.
So BRED, the thing was, before, because he wasn't charging up that charge shot, he had nothing to do when Puff was just floating in the air like that. But Puff, that charge shot, it's not huge, but it's big enough where, because Puff's jumps are actually quite short, and they get shorter and shorter each double jump, you can put her in this disadvantaged state again, where she's going to have a tougher time avoiding that charge shot.
That was a good up tilt coming out of BRED. I liked it. It didn't hit,
okay,
but like.
So on Wednesday, when we last played, I told him that he really needs to get better on this stage, and that one of the main reasons this stage is so good for Samus is Samus's up tilt. And then I forced him to watch a duck video.
He just doesn't watch duck.
That was really good.
That was actually extraordinary. I think it was just habit for him to kind of do that.
Okay, see, gets the roll read. That is something ETF is quite good at. and I think it's his main strength as a Puff is his roll reads, but his movement reads are not quite as good. And I think that's why oftentimes you'll see Puffs, their like progression as players goes in a really weird way, where oftentimes they'll kind of like stay at this low level for a really long time, and then all of a sudden they're PR'd because what they've done is their stuff like movement reads has just gotten way better, and it makes it so the character's like a whole new tier basically.
Yeah, Puff is a very like poker character.
Yeah.
I guess this is my best analogy, where it's like when you know when to put it all on the line, when you know like what your opponent's thinking, you're in their head, like all those kind of things, when they all mesh together, Puff becomes so strong. But very technically speaking, Puff isn't that good.
Yeah. Like, in theory, it looks like Puff shouldn't be that good, right? It's kind of like, if you took all the characters from Melee and looked at their frame data, like, you wouldn't expect Puff to be one of the characters who you'd put at the top. Those characters would be like Fox, Falco, Sheik. Marth, not as much, but he does have a gigantic sword and a gigantic grab.
I think Marth, like,
his frame data is not great. What I'm saying is,
he has interesting frame data.
Yeah, I mean,
you're right.
The biggest part of Marth's frame data is that he can dash out of or do anything out of down tilt. Without that, Marth would be a lot worse of a character, right? Because you have those down tilts where you can just do anything out of them, like where you saw Peepee would used to just dash dance and mix up between down tilt, short hop fair, and grab. He becomes this mix-up heavy character where even though his frame data is not the greatest.
That was a really good bear, by the way. That was very low to the ground. I don't think I've seen one hit like that before.
So, yeah, even though his frame data is not the greatest, he has great combo tools and a great neutral.
Yeah. I guess Marth is more with context.
Yeah.
So I guess Puff is also a more with context character.
And yeah, go ahead.
No, you do. I don't know if I have a real point here.
She's like even more in context than Marth, because at least with Marth you can see, well, his range is ridiculous, right? And yeah, Puff's bear's range is ridiculous, but her other moves don't go very far. And like, she's got stubby limbs other than her back air, which in most Smash games leads to a bad character.
Oh no, he put him at the wrong percent. Oh, well, he took him out of it right quick.
Yeah, so, oh.
I was expecting a down smash after that first tilt. Like just a CC down
I don't
smash.
like what Brett's doing here.
He's
starting to go to the air too much, yeah. I think he's scared, and he's going back to this. So
that's the left in. That should be it, yeah.
And that's it. So, 2-1, good set. What I would say for ETF is when you're away from